All right, hi everyone. I'm going to give about a minute here to let people join us, and then we will get started with the stretch. Yeah, about 20 more seconds. If you can hear me okay, shoot me a message there. Yeah, so I'm not as tech savvy as the rest of our team here, so looking to see if anyone's joined. Um, well, we'll get started anyway. It's 10 o'clock, so thanks for joining us. Perfect, Kelly. So thanks for joining Wednesday stretch break. So I'm happy to be here with everyone. So we're going to get started. We're going to be in our chair to start. We're just going to start with a glute stretch. So you're sitting in your chair, kind of inch towards the edge of your chair. You're going to pop your one foot up so that your ankle is on your thigh. And then you're going to nice and tall through your spine. You're going to hinge forward from the hip. Okay, so that leg that is up, you should feel a stretch through your glute on that side. So make sure you're staying tall through the spine, hinging forward until you feel that light stretch, where it's again about that 6 or 7 on a scale of 1 to 10 stretch wise. So you can really relax into it. And then we're going to really focus on our big deep breath. So remember, we're going to hold it for about 5. And I've been kind of chatting away there. So that's probably about 5 big deep breaths, which works out to about 30 seconds. So I'm going to turn my chair to the side so you can just see what that looks like on the other side. So we're popping the other leg up now on our thigh, the ankle's on the thigh, nice and tall through the spine. And then I'm going to hinge forward, keeping my chest up, making sure the movement's coming from the hip. So I'm getting that stretch through the glutes there. I don't want to round through my low back. Again, big deep breath in. And as I exhale, I may sink a little bit further into the stretch, okay? Kind of releasing those muscles. The hips, we require a lot of mobility from our hips. So we definitely, when we're sitting all day, we want to make sure we focus on mobilizing those muscles so we can move good throughout the day. The next one we're going to go through is that standing quad stretch. You've seen us do it a few times. So obviously it must be an important stretch to do often, right? We spend a lot of time sitting, so we really want to lengthen all those muscles through the front of the hips. So again, the key here is extend that hip so you feel that light stretch. You can pull the heel towards your bum and make sure you're not arching through your low back. Kind of keep your core engaged so you can get that stretch. Again, the whole time we're breathing as we're going through this. So focusing on getting those 5 big deep breaths, almost breathing into your belly, that deep diaphragmatic breathing. So that'll help us not only lengthen the muscles, but it'll help us get rid of some of that stress of the day. If we're always breathing into our chest, it keeps us in that little bit of a stressed kind of state. So we're feeling that light stretch, opening up the hips. We'll hit the other side. I like to do 2 or 3 of this one. This one's a great one to do, just 30 seconds each side when you get up throughout the day. Maybe you're going to fill up your water bottle. Maybe you're going to the washroom before or when you get back. You can just stretch these out because, again, you've been sitting for that long period of time. So last one, we're on the other side now. Again, big, deep breath. And again, only what's comfortable for you. So if this is a good stretch for you, your heel's not quite to your bum, that's great, no problem. You do what you can now, and if you do it consistently, we're going to increase that range of motion. Okay, so that's great. The next one we're going to go into is one for kind of the lateral side of the body. So a little bit of the low back, in through the lat. So you're going to take your hands, you're going to intertwine your fingers, and you're going to turn your palms so they're away from you. The hands will then go up over your head, and then you're just going to lean to the side, okay? So where I'm going to feel the stretch is on that side that I'm leaning away from. So again, I'm doing my big, deep breaths. And the key with this one is don't try and go too far. If I go too far, I can only hold the stretch for a certain amount of time. So you just want to go where I feel, again, that light stretch, that 6 or 7 on a scale of 10. That's great. We're going to hit the other side now, so nice and tall. We're going to lean over to the other side. For me, I feel it in a little different spot. On my right side, I felt it more low. On my left side now, I feel it a little bit higher. So everyone's a little bit different, and you're going to feel those stretches a little bit differently. Great. Now we're going to mix that one up with one for the chest. So you're going to take both hands out in front of you, okay? And then I'm going to reach one hand back behind me, and I'm also going to look at that hand as I reach back, okay? When I'm doing this, I'm going to feel my shoulder blade pulling back as well. So I'm kind of activating that muscle in the back. So I'm going to hold that for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. I'll come back to the middle, and now I'm going to do the other side. So reaching back, look at your hand as you're reaching back, and 1, 2, 3. Good, back to the middle, we'll do the other side. Good, back to the middle, other side. 1, 2, 3. Good, back to the middle. I'm going to show you guys a little different view. So reaching, looking at my hand. 1, 2, 3. Good, and then we'll do the other side. Reaching, and I'm looking at my hand, so I'm opening up through the chest and activating through the back a little. And that's great. Let's go back into that side bend again. So we're up overhead, bending to the side. Big breath in, big exhale. Big breath in, big exhale. Big breath in, and big exhale. That's great. We're going to go the other way. Again, just a light stretch, right? Good. One more. Big breath in, and big exhale. Let that tension go. Great. So we'll go back to the middle again. We're going to do that chest stretch. So hands are out in front of us. We're turning. We're looking back at the hand. Good. And then back to the middle. We're turning, looking back at the hand. Good. We're turning, looking back at the hand, feeling the shoulder blade squeezing back. Back to the middle. Opening up through the chest. Good. One more each side. 1, 2, 3. And last one. 1, 2, 3. Great. So now we're going to do one for the front of the neck. So if we're sitting a lot during the day, working on a computer, these muscles can get tight. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hand, you're just going to place it under your collarbone. So on the opposite side of your body. Okay? Then I'm going to take my other hand, I'm going to kind of push that in and pull down a little. From there, I'm going to lift my chin up, and then I'm going to look over the opposite shoulder of the side I have my hands on. So I'm going to look away from my hands almost, keeping my chin up, and I'm going to feel a nice deep stretch through the front of my neck on the side that I have my hands. So again, that's chin up and looking over the shoulder. Okay, again, we just want to feel that stretch light, a 6 or 7 on a scale of 1 to 10, and we're going to breathe through it. If you keep your mouth closed, you usually feel a little bit more of a stretch through the front of the neck there. Good, so we'll go to the other side. So now I'm going to take my hand, reach across my body to the collarbone. I'm going to put it under my collarbone and kind of pin the tissue down there. So I'm pulling down. My chin's going to go up, and then I'm going to look over my shoulder, away from my hands. And I'm breathing as I go through that. Big breath in, big breath out. I hope the video is okay. I can see my screens kind of flashing. I'm not sure if there's an issue with the video, but I'm sorry if there is. Good, so we're going to do one more. We're going to hit the other side there again. So pinning the tissue down, chin goes up, looking over our shoulder. Another great one that you can do this one at your desk if you've been working for a while, looking at something on your screen. Great one to kind of release those neck muscles. We don't want to have that, hunched forward head posture. Okay, last one. I'm taking my hand across my body, just below the collarbone, pinning the tissue down. Chin goes up, looking over my shoulder, and I feel that all through the front of my neck on that side. We're going to do our 5 big deep breaths. If I'm a little quicker, that's just because I'm talking and I can't really keep track of time. So when you do these on your own, again, just use your big deep breaths as a measure if you're holding it long enough. Great, so the last one we're gonna do here, we're just gonna do a little toe touch. A little marching progression. So movement is really important throughout the day. Stretching is great, but when we're walking and moving, we're activating and we're stretching muscles that maybe have been really sedentary for a long period of time. So marching is a great way to do that, or walking if you can. So for marching, I'm just gonna be driving my knees, and I'm really swinging my arms to get everything moving. So I'm lifting my knees nice and high, and I'm swinging my arms. So I recommend, doing about 20 reps each side. We're getting some stretch through the back side of our body. We're getting our core muscles to activate. So this is really important in mitigating low back pain, which can be a big problem if we're sitting a lot. So let's just keep going with that marching. We'll do about another 10 high knees each side, and we're really swinging the arms. That's important when you're doing this type of walking because it kind of connects the upper and the lower body, and again, can really help mitigate that low back pain. So that's great. That's a stretch for today, everyone. Take care and all the best, and just keep moving through these challenging times. Talk to you soon, everyone.